Greetings, magical souls. I'm Em. I'm an animal communicator, lover of dragons and all things magical. Today, I'm here to share something a little different because it relates to a brand new offering that I've just launched. And I'd love to just share how this all has unfolded because there is just so much synchronicity and magic in this. With a lot of people consuming many spiritual tools, doing the work, exploring their shadow, acquiring new charts like human design, for example, I realized that a lot were still feeling unsure, still questioning themselves, in particular because I was one of them. As I spoke to more and more people and my clients, I realized something. There is a difference between just understanding yourself and really feeling it or recognizing who you are. And so a new project was born, the Phoenix Scroll. And for most of 2025, I thought I was creating a human design hybrid gene key style report. And every time I tried to launch it, something in me kept saying, not yet. I had intended to launch January of this year, and it was only early May that it was actually ready. Funny enough, my birthday month. Now, it looked exactly like I'd imagined, but something deep within me was still whispering that it was not quite complete. And for the first time, I actually listened. Was it frustrating? Yes. Was I doubting myself? Hell yes. But the point is that the old me would have launched it, but the new me is now okay with waiting for things to unfold. The thing about this is that I could not have imagined just how good it was going to be, because this missing piece, this thing that kept preventing me from launching, was an absolute game changer. So as it turns out, there were a series of events that led to this new unknown part that started to unfold. I was actually collaborating with a friend on one of my other offerings, which I really, really loved because it brought in a different and a neutral perspective into my work, just having this other view on things. But earlier this year, completely out of the blue, that friendship came to an abrupt end. This was so unexpected, though, that it shifted me, it changed me. And I had to confront a few things about myself. One of the main ones being where I was still giving my power away to some degree. And initially, I thought that I'd continue the relationship just on a business level, but I simply couldn't continue. So I chose to release the relationship with much gratitude because I had learned so much. I'd learned something valuable. And of course, one of the gifts still remained for me to continue with. So in the meantime, I didn't rush to change my website with this sort of collaborative offering. I didn't panic. I just trusted for once that I would somehow be guided somewhere to find my way through this. And then an opportunity arose for me a couple of weeks later to learn this modality myself, the one that I had been outsourcing to my friend. Things had shifted since I'd looked at learning this myself about 6 years ago. And suddenly there was new information that came into my awareness. And suddenly I was learning a new modality. And if I tell you that I took to it like a fish to water, for me, it just all seemed to click. And I now suddenly understood what was going on and what had been unfolding. The pieces clicked into place so effortlessly that even I couldn't believe quite what was happening. But now I was sorted, or so I thought. So with all this unfolding and now moving on, my attention now could return to the Phoenix Scroll. In many ways, this Phoenix Scroll was transforming in real time, just as I was actually. And I now had my complete missing piece because I realized that I no longer wanted to give people more information. I wanted something to actually land for them. What people are actually craving now is not more information. It's something that lands in the body, something that clicks internally. And this is where the real shifts happen, as they've been happening for me, as many of you know if you've been following my videos. So with me also being able to translate energy from the unseen realms into this physical plane, I wondered if I could do this differently so that it could land in real time and not months later like it did for me. That was what I really wanted to accomplish. And suddenly the missing piece was there like a light bulb. And I knew exactly what to do. But unfortunately, it meant revisiting the drawing board because I now had to almost rejig the entire Phoenix scroll. So really what changed is that now human design and gene keys were now supportive to this wider aspect of what I wanted to offer. And this became core because it's less mechanical and I can be more intuitive and there is space for me to move more within this different modality. And what was even more magical was just how well they were actually working together. I kept seeing the overlaps, the accentuation, the hidden messages, the loudest themes like ding, ding, ding in front of me. So I tested this out again with those who I'd done the initial scroll with. And they reported now feeling the depth more, connecting their own dots, which is exactly what is needed for things to land. We have to have our own epiphanies. That's how things land. And now, of course, because nothing in my world is exactly normal, it never has been, there was yet another unexpected evolution. So you see, for May, I offered this Phoenix scroll as part of a birthday discount. And one of the people that ordered this also happened to be someone whose cat I had communicated with a few weeks prior. It's always the animals. This revealed yet another layer. So normally the animals tell me why they're here, what they're doing with us, with their humans, with humanity. But now, as I was creating this person's transmission, from the human side, I could literally see what her animal had been reflecting more deeply for her. There were so many surprising connections, synchronicities, matching energies, and how this animal was directly reflecting this human's own chart. There was even evidence of the animal's gifts being exactly what this human needed to overcome their challenges in this world and in this lifetime. I mean, wow. What I love most about this is, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, it's always been about the animals. And here we are yet again, because this beautifully lines up with my view on our animals, my mission in the world, because it's been validated yet again, completely to my surprise. And that is the fact that animals are souls just like us. They are not just side helpers or side characters. They are not supporting cast. They are not dumb animals, but they are souls, teachers, participants, co-creators. Now, interestingly enough, about 2 years ago, I woke one morning with the idea of almost being able to read animals and their humans alongside each other, finding the overlaps, the deeper soul missions, and that perhaps I would create a signature offering one day. But when I wrote it down later in the day, I could not see how in the hell this would work. So it's been sitting in my ideas list for about 2 years. But now, looking at how this is unfolded, perhaps this new offering isn't as far away as I thought. So there you have it. This video is a little late since I've already started offering these sessions, but better late than never, as they say. The only difference is they're now called the Phoenix Transmission rather than the Phoenix Scroll, because it's become more of a transmission than just a document. And these are really for the person who is ready to stop searching and to start recognizing who they really are. So I'll leave the link below if you do feel called to explore more. As always, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope that my little story here today has allowed you also to just really allow things to arrive with less force and more magic for you if you've got a new idea brewing or something that you want to offer the world. Just how much more magical that can end up being than what your limited human mind may have originally thought it could. Wherever you are, wishing you a magical rest of your day.